Greetings, adventurers. I'm Dragroth, and welcome back to Powerwash Simulator. So I'm in another talking mood. Thanks to you, preparations for my charity fundraiser are right on track. But a sudden revelation's hit me. Partygoers are drawn to hedge mazes like moths to a flame. Whilst we've cut it all back to a manageable size, the contents are still a bit filthy and therefore a threat to the all immaculate evening gowns and tuxedos. Prefer our guests to have the highest bids up their sleeves, not mud and lichen. It's a tricky job, but if you can give it your keen attention, it would be a huge weight off my shoulders. I know you'll do an exceptional job as always. Laura Croft. Thank you. Thank you, Miss Ma'am. Okay, here's the fun part. Look, we can explore this whole part. But that we've already cleaned. But this is the hedge maze. Yup. Oh, man. May look quite daunting at first, but the maze design is quite straightforward. I'm sure you'll find a way around in no time. I'm sure I will, Miss Croft. One quick note, in a recess, you'll find a hatch on the ground that leads to a hidden area in the middle of the maze. So you could clean there too, please. I'm sure it'll all get used come the night. Absolutely. I sure will. Thank you, Miss Croft. Alright, yeah. So, back to Powerwash Simulator, because, once again, I have to finish this before Powerwash Simulator 2 comes out. Oh my gosh. I'm always late to things. How unfortunate. Doesn't help that I've had a orange roulette addiction. Well, not an orange roulette addiction. I've been on another flash game kick, I ain't gonna lie. So, that's what happens. That's what happens to me. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna have fun. I'm gonna play this game that I'm supposed to be playing. And then I play flash games instead. So, I got like 30 different flash games fully recorded beginning to end right now. And, yeah. Yep, welcome to my life. Welcome to my life. Blue Fountain. Blue Fountain. What is it? Yeah, blue flower. Blue flower fountain. Oh, that looks fun. Blue flower fountain. Okay, found it. We getting it done. But yeah, I just wanted to play some Powerwash Simulator and relax for the rest of my day. So, that's what I'm going to be doing. Played some Zombie Warfare, or Zombie Army 4, and, yeah. Speaking of Zombie Warfare, does anybody else play the Zombie Warfare, mod thingy? Or am I the only one? Because, man, it is really fun. It's not exactly not 100% accurate to like COD Zombies, but it's really close. And it's really fun. So yeah, if you don't know the mod or anything, they have a Discord server. I recommend joining and playing it, because it is very much worth it. So, very much worth it, and very much fun. And it's better with friends, probably. Funny enough, I used to do, like, high round runs and stuff on COD Zombies. So, back when I was younger. God, I'm talking like I'm old. The flower pot. Gotta make sure we get this whole thing cleaned up. Ready to go. as per usual, in the case anybody wants to use this as a walkthrough, I will be doing everything in order as much as I possibly can. No guarantee that some things will not be done out of order. So be prepared. If something you're looking for is missing, I probably did it earlier without even realizing it. So, welcome to Croft Manor. There we go. Yes, the Lilith, or whatever it's called, however it's pronounced. I don't know, but right now I'm doing DLC so I can save money to get the Prime Vista 3000. And honestly, funny enough, the Lara Croft DLC, like I said, I've played a lot of these already. But the Lara Croft one, honestly, is not the most fun, in my honest opinion. But I can't wait to see what Powerwash Simulator 2 has in store for. That's what that is. Oh, this is gonna be a pain in my ass to clean. I already know it. Pain in my buttocks. Yep. Come on. Clean, damn it. Clean. Kill the main dirt and crap off of there. Yep. Get in there and get it clean to shit. This thing's got so many different sides and stuff to it. So nasty. There's a lot to this damn thing. Ugh. There's a lot to this game, honestly. I wonder how optimal you would have to be to, like what would be a task for this whole game? Let's be honest. Like, if you were to do, like, a task run of every level in this game, how would it look? You know, and how long would it take? Someone out there... I should look that up. Is there a Powerwash Simulator speedrun thing going on that I don't know about? If so, that's cool, but fuck. You can only go so fast in these. I guess it'd be like being really optimal and precise with how you're cleaning. I guess that'd be like a big point of the run. To be extremely precise and fast at the same time. So, yeah. I mean, they do have like a timed, you know, challenge thing for each level on here. Can I get up? Thank you. For each level on here. So that's, you know, that's nice. But regardless, if anyone who speedruns Powerwash Simulator watches this, do let me know how long it would take to beat the entire game in one sitting. Because that would be insane. I should look it up. See if anyone's ever done a full game run. I'm very curious now. Whoa. More. I don't even think I ever checked, like, how long to beat with Powerwash Simulator. That'd be hilarious. If anything, what I should do at the end of my Let's Play is do a total time. And see how long it actually took me to do everything. Because I am no professional power washer. Well, actually I am. I'm no speedrunner, though. This is a casual playthrough of everything. And there, all those are done. Stone bench. Oh, hey. I did not see you there. So at least the areas are kind of labeled. You got the blue flower area. I assume that's just going to be like red flower, yellow flower, purple maybe. I don't know. I'm just playing the cleaning game. But yeah, I'm ready to see what Powerwash Simulator 2 brings. It'll bring a bunch more stuff. Maybe it'll operate more as a expansion, which would be fine. Some games have done it well, others not so much. Saints and Sinners. Unfortunately. That's one of the things that made me the most mad was with The Walking Dead Saints and Sinners. Oh, fuck me. Chapter 2, it was buggy, it was broken. They had some cool ideas, but it was just so goddamn broken that it was just so broken. It was a disappointment. It was a very big disappointment, considering I pre-ordered it. For crying out loud. And it was just such a fucking disappointment. Oh my god. It wouldn't have been as bad if they would have come back and said, okay, we fucked it up, let's fix the game. But they couldn't even do that. So, because Skydance just makes shit now, apparently. I started playing Skydance's Behemoth, and oh my god, it's like, it's a really good idea, but god, it's just so... It's broken too. The boss fights don't work properly, the animations are all fucked up on the bosses and enemies, and it's just... It doesn't feel good, you know? Because of those things. It just doesn't feel good to play. It's like, I'm still gonna play it, but it just doesn't feel good. I'm hoping anybody out there, you know, can at least put a fan-made patch or something out for Saints and Sinners eventually. Well, Saints and Sinners Chapter 2. Saints and Sinners is like my favorite VR game of all time. For a long time. It was one of the first games I bought. And I thought it was like the coolest thing ever, you know. And yeah, I mean, I've grown tolerance to it to where it's not as scary as it was when I first started or anything, but, you know, it's not nearly as tense. And I just, you know, how should I put it? It's upsetting. It's really upsetting. Seeing one of my favorite games, one of my favorite VR game ever get just shit on. Skydance, you were a lot more capable, man. Y'all were a lot more capable. Some of my fondest childhood memories involved the hedge maze. As soon as I could walk, my father would plot me in the middle and leave me to find my own way out. Or Dad of the Year, huh? Perhaps not parenting 101 these days, but certainly ignited my fierce drive and independence. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll do it. Anyways, back to my rant. Skydance, you fuckers. Ugh. Oh no, it's like, it breaks my heart. I guess the best way to put it. It's not necessarily that, it's kind of like, it's like seeing a friend, you know, that you're really close with ruin their life. And start doing alcohol and heroin or something. I don't know how else to put it. But it hurts. It hurt me because it's like, with what they did to Saints and Sinners Chapter 2, my God. And it could have been so much better. Could have been so much better. But nope, they just had to fuck it up to where it's so buggy it's almost unbeatable. I'm like, if they built it off the first game, how come they just couldn't fix it? The first game had fixes. First game got patched. It was such a disappointment. And I don't think there's any other way to really put it. It was just such a disappointment. Speaking of friends ruining their lives, I've had that happen too. Sorry, I was closing my door. I forgot to close it, and I know that sometimes it can cause an echo in here. That's not a good thing. But, yeah, I've had friends ruin their lives. Or, you know, just shit on you, stab you in the back, throw you under the bus for no reason. Had that happen, it's kind of funny because I was watching, at the time of recording, Magic Mush, his newest video was on Big Al, the YouTuber. I was like, oh, you know, it was a very interesting story. I like the way he covered everything. But it's like, I, in a way, can relate to that video. Go watch it if you haven't. But, yeah, I, in a way, can relate to that kind of stuff happening. It's just like, where you have a friend, you do everything you can for them. You know, give them everything. And then they turn around and just shit on you and lie about you. It's like, were we ever even friends in that case? You know? How'd that happen? Yeah, it sucks. Ooh. Yeah. No, wait, close that up. Hold up. We're gonna clean the underside of this first. But yeah, I had a former friend of mine do that. And it really sucked because at this point, me and this person weren't exactly the closest. You know, at one point we were close, but I realized how much trouble he was to me. And I realized that I had better people out there who, you know, just cared about me overall. It's like this person I used to trust with everything. I used to be like, yeah, we're brothers kind of deal. And it's not like I started hating him or anything. I just kind of moved on and started talking less and less. And then my best friend passed away. And, you know, he was still part of the friend group. He wasn't, you know, isolated. We didn't ignore him. We didn't give him shit or anything. He was still there. But my best friend passed away, and he looks at me and he goes, "This is your fault." And I was like, "What's your fucking problem?" You know. And, yeah. That was a very horrible thing to say to somebody. Just, you know, blamed me for something that ultimately someone else's decision. Is that a fucking golden garden gnome? My God. But yeah. That's something I tell people. It's like, when someone passes away unexpectedly, you know, you can't blame anybody. Especially when they pass away in a tragic manner, if you catch my meaning. You can't blame anybody for their decision. Yeah, people can point fingers all they want, but it was that person's choice. And it's like, you know, yeah, a lot of people go, oh, if only we would have known. And truth is, looking back, you end up seeing that the signs were always there. And you just don't catch them. It's something that's out of your control. It's not something, you know, that you want to think about. Your brain, the way I see it, your brain sees these signs and goes, oh, haha, very funny. Like that would ever happen. And it pushes away something. It pushes away the possibility of tragedy. And then when you're wrong, you blame yourself. Or you point the finger and blame someone else. Or, you know, you sit there and you go, oh, the signs were there all along. I could have stopped it. But that's just not the case, you know. It is sad. It is upsetting. And, yeah. I'll tell you this. I was destroyed when Nick passed away. I was just destroyed for weeks. I was destroyed for months. I was out of it. And I had lost my damn mind for a while. And it's just like, yeah, over time, and there's nothing wrong with still being upset over it. That's something, you know, this was 6 years ago. It'll be 7 years in like 4 months. And it's like, yeah, it still hurts. It'll always hurt. But the best I can do, what I can do, is do what me and him always talked about. And that was doing Dungeons and Dragons and running YouTube channels and stuff like that. And just, you know, dicking around and being idiots. And so, what's the best thing I can do? Carry on his legacy just by doing that. You know. And then some people will look at me and go, oh yeah, you're just using that as a coping mechanism. Partially. But at the same time, things change. Things have changed in my life since then. A lot has changed in my life since then. Things have gotten a lot better. Life's always going to have its ups and downs. But things do get better. And for anyone that's thinking about those kinds of dark thoughts, there's always people that care. There's always somebody to talk to. There's always somebody to reach out to. You're not alone in it. Believe it or not, some people look at you, or you'll look at people and go, you don't understand. A lot of people do understand. That's life. You know, a lot of people, you'd be surprised how many people have been through similar situations or have had, you know, similar experiences. There's always someone to talk to regarding, you know, your mental health. So, I'm getting a little touchy here. You know, many ancient labyrinths and mazes were devised by priests and mystics. Oh, really? They were meant to be symbolic of privilege, representing the winding path to enlightenment and salvation. Huh. That's wonderful. Thank you, Laura. But yeah, it's a, I think that is honestly, you know, something that everyone needs to hear here and again. Who knows? Maybe someone will hear this and understand. Somebody, I'm just throwing it out there because someone out there does need to hear it. Whether it gets to the right person or not, I don't know. But just remember, nobody's alone. There's always people that give a shit. I think that's the best way to put it. In my own Dragaroth words. Yup. I go on tangents when I play this damn game, I swear. I go on so many tangents. But yeah. Something I have come to realize is, things do get better. Things get a lot better over time. And if you would have told me 7-8 years ago that I would be where I'm at today, I would have called you a fucking liar. I would have been like, no, it'll never be like that. It'll never be so good. And here I am. It gets better. Words of the wise from Dragaroth. It gets better. So yeah, you'll be shocked at how things can change in the long term. Change doesn't come overnight. Yeah, sometimes you got to fight your way through it, but it do get better. That's what it do, Yugi. Something somewhere. Floor, come on. This is the best strategy for it. You just walk around until you hit something that, cleans. Look at that. Yeah, look, there's little bits here and again. There we go. There we go. But yep. Ugh. We're cleaning now. Enough sappy, crappy poo-poo doo-doo. We're washing the flower pots. Actually, I think it's funny how everyone's been playing that Schedule 1 game. Even like friends and stuff of mine are going apeshit over it, and I'm like, oh my god. It is fun, but good god. Just like, holy crap. Everyone just loses their minds over it. It's like, oh yeah. And the fact that Drug Dealer Simulator is trying to sue them is stupid, man. Like, bro, you know how many other games you can go out and deal drugs in? Like, just those two that I know of. But still. I think it's funny because Drug Dealer Simulators, getting just review bombed. I'm not saying that's the right thing to do, but it is honestly kind of funny to see that now that they're, going after a better game. I've never played Drug Dealer Simulator, but it looks a little too realistic. It's not goofy like Schedule 1 is. And I think the whole thing about Schedule 1 is that it's stylized and, that's its overall art style and stuff is what people play it for. Here, screw the golden gnome. Don't actually put your dick in the golden gnome, please. But, yeah, I think art style gets a lot in games. Just the way a game looks is what does it for a lot of people. And Drug Dealer Simulator's more realistic style. It's not as fun as the silliness of Schedule 1. I think that's why Schedule 1's doing a lot better. On top of Drug Dealer Simulator devs have made themselves out to look like jackasses. I just want to say that, too. Because they're like, oh yeah, we're going to sue the game that's doing better than ours because we're not doing as good as them. That's literally what I see it as. I mean, that's not the exact reason. I'm saying that as a joke, obviously. But apparently it's, I believe, I'm not 100% sure what the lawsuit's about. But honestly, from an outsider looking in, that's kind of what it feels like, is that they're going, oh, well, our game's not doing as good as theirs, so we're going to do what we can to try to shut them down. And crap like that happens. It's like, well, that's life. That is life. Schedule 1. One thing I want in the game, because right now they got like coke, meth, and marijuana. I want heroin and what's that? What was that stuff? Oh my god, what was it called? It's like right on top of my head, top of my tongue. They called it Jankum. Jankum, that's what it is. They should add Jankum to the game for shits and giggles. Who else wants Jankum added to Schedule 1? I'm down for that. If anyone knows what that is, you know, I don't know the specifics of it, but the general understanding that I do have is that they would like poop in a bottle and ferment it and then inhale the gases from it. Apparently it gets you high, and I'm like, that's so stupid and absolutely disgusting. Do not do that. Sounds like you would possibly catch a disease trying that. I don't even know who in the hell would do that to begin with. It's like, I've heard of people like eating gratuitous amounts of ground cumin to get slightly high off of it and stuff. I'm like, dude, what the hell is wrong with people? Like, seriously. I don't understand the point of drugs. I really don't. It's kind of funny because I used to smoke cigarettes. I used to be an avid smoker. And, of all the things I used to say was, I'll never quit. And, yeah, I'd quit. I quit cigarettes. Funny enough. I mean, here and again, I'll still have, like, a cigar, but I won't touch a cigarette at all. Because, I don't know. Something just hit me and I was like, this has got to stop. I'm going to die. And so I just quit. And it probably helped that at the time things were improving in life. And I was losing a bunch of weight. And just, you know, overall good. Those ancients wanted to show us that the road was often confusing with dead ends and false turns. Oh, really? We were learning, we were refining, getting better, and ultimately discovering the true path. Interesting. But yeah, at the time I was losing a lot of weight and stuff. And my overall health was improving, and I just said, fuck it. I'm done. And I quit. I don't know. I was just done with it. And that's the funny part, because some people are like, smoking cigars is a healthy item. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not fucking, you know, smoking 12 a day. So maybe once every couple of months on special occasions and stuff, I will have a cigar. Speaking of which, I need to get one soon, honestly. Because I need it for celebration. My best friend Tyler is having, and his fiance are having their kid, and I'm like, woo! I should get me a cigar to celebrate, because they're like, you're gonna be Uncle Devin now, and I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, are y'all sure y'all want that? That kid's gonna end up being a nerd if I teach him anything. He's gonna be playing Dungeons and Dragons and get bullied at school. So, well, actually, D&D's not so bad nowadays. Funny enough, kind of funny. A lot of people back when I was in school, it was like, oh my god, you stupid Dungeons and Dragons for nerds. And now, like, everybody damn near plays D&D, so it's just kind of normal now. Instead, you got the real weirdos. Like, oh my god. Once again, from what my siblings have told me about what goes on in their schools, oh my god. It's just, Jesus. It lets me know that, yeah, I was put through a lot of shit when I was in school, but I wasn't that fucking weird. At least. So. Whoop. Didn't mean to do that. But yeah, I think it's kind of funny. The older you get, the more you realize how fucked up things were when you were younger. I think that's a valuable lesson there. Yeah. Man. I wish I had a manor like Laura Croft's. I think it's kind of funny, because I've had people look at me and go, oh my god, you like Laura Croft, you're a simp, and I'm like, I don't like her like that. She, would probably beat my ass, so, you know, just saying. Laura Croft's cool, but, yeah, probably not. Because I would make some stupid joke and then she'd beat me up and I would be in the hospital. So. Yeah. It's kind of really funny, actually. Fun story about Dungeons and Dragons. Well, I'm currently running one of my parties through Curse of Strahd. And I'm like, yeah, you know, doing the whole spiel. And one of my characters, or one of my party members, the cleric in the group, he is a halfling cleric. And he had a name generator make his character's name. And the name that the generator spat out was Crack Blow. So he's Crack Blow, the halfling cleric. And it's really funny because I was like, well, what's your, goals in life? What does he want? And he's like, Crack Blow wants a big, muscular, huge titty minotaur dommy mommy. And I'm like, okay, bro. He obviously meant that as a joke. It wasn't meant to be taken seriously. But it was just like, what the fuck? Oh, God. So, yeah, I was like, you know what? If Crack a Blow survives, then he'll get his Minotaur mommy. And, he was like, yeah, I came up with a great idea. He was like, my parents are going to be royalty. And they're going to be Oh, oh my God, what was it? He said like his dad's name was gonna be King. Oh yeah, Meth Blow, and then his mom was going to be Job Blow. I'm like, bruh. I'm pretty sure it was Meth Blow that he said for his dad. About 99% sure. But yeah, his mom would be Queen Job Blow. Like, her name is Job? Like, dude, what the fuck? It's hilarious. Once again, he was obviously joking. It's not cringe. He actually, role plays appropriately and stuff, and he's not a cringe player, thank God. I think the worst D&D player I ever had was somebody wanted to use a custom race, and then I was like, it depends. And then they were like, oh yeah, well, they were being stupid and hit points dropped to 0, started failing death saves, and then goes, oh, but because of my custom race, my character's immortal. Like, that's not how it works, bud. That's not, no. You played stupid, you died, sorry. I'm like, I could retcon something or, figure something out. Plus, the characters, the party has a resurrection scroll on them, so it doesn't matter anyways. You still come back. But yeah, it's like, you've got to be kidding me. Oh, man. And the thing is, he was being cringe about it. It's like, wanted to argue, and I'm like, no, that's completely unfair to all the other players. And plus, that's not, it's not how this works. If you die, you dead. It's simple as that. You can't just make up a rule that your custom race can't die. Like, that's dumb. So, yeah. And thankfully, that was the worst I've ever had. After a while of arguing, he was like, I just don't want to play anymore. And trash took itself out, so never had to worry about that again, thankfully. Problem player gone. And everyone else was like, what the fuck? And one of the other players was like, it wouldn't be fair if you let him did that. And I'm like, or if you were going to let him do that. And I'm like, fuck no, I wasn't going to let him do it. Shithead. Oh, that was my old ass group, though. I got a much better group right now. I think I got, like, the best Dungeons & Dragons groups possible. In my honest opinion, because it's like, I don't have cringe. So that's a, good thing. I don't have any cringe players. We have funny moments. We have our, tense moments of battle. I don't opt to try to kill my players. I don't necessarily play 100% strategically with, enemies if I don't see them doing well. And stuff is just the way I do it. It's like, because my thing is that it's like, okay, so let's say I have them in a high challenge rating combat encounter and I doubt they're going to survive. I'm going to show some mercy or, cut back the encounter somewhat or something to allow them a chance to live. Even then, it's kind of funny because one thing I always tell people is that if you're playing Dungeons and Dragons, your DM, and you have a good DM, they are going to lie to you. They're going to lie to you about saving throws. They're going to lie to you about what they roll. They are going to lie to you about everything. There's a reason behind that. As a DM, funny enough, I am very, very guilty of fudging rolls to either make something really intense or to sit there and go, oh, you may feel lost, but you're only ever one or two decisions away from the way out. Not lost at all. Mazes teach us to be patient and mindful, calm and centered. Thank you, Miss Laura Croft. They teach us to be better learners. But, what was I saying? Yeah, so, there are times where I'm like, okay, I know that this player's health is really low, so I'm gonna have it in, or is low, I'm gonna have an enemy hit him, and then I'll end up, like, rolling a fucking critical, and I'm like, oh, I missed, you know, or, oh shit, he just threw a nat 1, you have a chance for an opportunity attack, etc. So, I try to do things fairly. And I am not the best DM ever, or anything like that. I just try to be fair with my players. I've been doing it for a while, though I have a lot of experience with dealing with a lot of different scenarios. So, but, and actually that's kind of one thing that I was thinking about the other day was, I listen to D&D horror stories from like Crit Crab and D&D Doge. I think those channels are great. If you're interested in stuff like that, definitely give them a watch. But tell them Dragorath sent you, because they don't know who the hell I am. It'd be funny. But I've heard of people, you know, like horror stories revolving like people that are obsessed with Critical Role and shit. And it's like, I've watched Critical Role before. I'm not a big fan of Critical Role, and I think that, I'm not saying Critical Role is bad or anything. It can be very entertaining for people. I honestly believe that. It's not my kind of entertainment. Because for me, Dungeons & Dragons is something that's meant to be played, not watched or listened to. But that's just my opinion. Not saying they're bad or anything. But I do believe that it gives a very big false pretense to what people think D&D actually is. Because Critical Role is not necessarily Dungeons & Dragons. They are professional voice actors. They are actors playing Dungeons & Dragons. That's exactly what it is. They are actual professional actors. You know, no offense to anybody that likes Critical Role or anything. I think they're fine. But I think if you're going to watch them, you should at least play Dungeons & Dragons beforehand. That way you don't have any false pretenses of what D&D should be. Because I've heard of that happening. I've seen it happen. And it's like, dude, that's, you know, you're never going to play in a session, ever, that's like Critical Role. And yeah, people could definitely take inspiration from it. For example, you know, you have a dungeon master, they want to try to, I think every DM kind of has their own style, but it could be something of like, oh, you watched Critical Role and Matt Mercer, you know, helped you develop your style, or helped you, you know, improve your descriptions, or, you know, etc. You know, just by watching and hearing how he does it, you might be able to learn a thing or two, or whatever, you know, and that's cool. But that applies to experienced players, the people who play Dungeons & Dragons and who, you know, that's very different from what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is that if you watch Critical Role and then you want to go play D&D thinking it's going to be just like Critical Role, then you are shit out of luck. Because, no, Dungeons & Dragons is not like Critical Role. Dungeons and Dragon Critical Role is D&D, but D&D is not Critical Role. So, I think that's what I'm trying to say. Oh yeah, everybody takes enjoyment from what they watch. I mean, Critical Role's okay. Not my kind of entertainment, not my cup of tea. So, because for me, Dungeons and Dragons is like, I prefer to play it instead of listen or watch it. I don't think watching D&D, and Critical Role is not the only people I've tried to watch, but I don't think that watching D&D is fun. So, just in general, I've watched other channels and stuff. The closest thing I've gotten to actually like watching D&D is the little skits and stuff with the puppets from like Tales from the Stinky Dragon, and that's about it. If anyone knows about that, those are pretty entertaining little shorts. But that's about it. I take no enjoyment watching other people play. But even then, those little shorts and animations are shorts and animations. They aren't just, people playing D&D. So. There we go. Jesus. That one took a while. Actually, what time is it? Oh, man. Okay, back to it. Oh, back to cleaning. I literally forgot about this. Because I got caught up with stuff. And now I'm like, okay. I say I got caught up with stuff. The stuff I got caught up with was not important at all. But I finished the main story of Ishin Like a Dragon. And such a great game. For those who haven't played the Yakuza games, I highly recommend them. They are really, really good. So, and that's the funny part. I beat the game, and my overall completion is still only at like 17%. So, yeah. There's a lot to do. Still have lots of side content to go through before I move on to the next game. Which I'll be playing Yakuza 0 next in my free time. That's going to be a fun experience. Yeah, I mean, if you like beat 'em ups and stuff like that, / RPGs, it's kind of funny because like the Yakuza games, it's like the open worlds aren't necessarily huge, but there's a lot to do in them. And that's something I've talked about before. It's like you have a lot of games that oh, excuse me. They go, oh yeah, look at this massive map. Look how big it is, and look how cool it is. And then it's just a barren world. But I can assure you that if you're going to play the Yakuza games, you won't have to worry about that, because it's a small map with a lot to do. And that is great, in my opinion. I'd rather have a smaller open world than a giant one with nothing in it. Know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm sure everybody understands. Kind of. But yeah, Like a Dragon Ishin was a hell of an experience. And I loved it. I think it's kind of funny because I just lost my mind with... It's kind of funny because some of the twists and stuff, threw me off a lot. But at the same time, some of them were kind of obvious. Like, you see them coming from a mile away. So, that's really nice. It, yeah, sometimes the story is really, really cheesy. But I like that kind of crap, so. Oh, man. It's really funny because I like over-the-top stuff. Just over-the-top stuff in general. So, I cannot, you know, I cannot say I didn't like how over the top and crazy it was. I think that's one of the reasons why I watch certain shows and stuff, is because just how over the top and crazy they are. Like, everyone knows I'm a big Dragon Ball Z fan. I am a huge Dragon Ball Z fan. Very, very big Dragon Ball Z fan. I accidentally touched my mic and turned it off. So, yeah. I, whew, man. But yeah, if you're really interested in beat 'em up games and stuff, definitely give Yakuza a try. The series as a whole is great so far. It's kind of funny because originally I started with Yakuza 0. And I played through up to like chapter 3 or 4. And then I was like, oh, this game takes place in like feudal era Japan and is Ishin like a dragon. And I said, that sounds cool to me. And yeah, so I swapped over that and played through it. So maybe I'll do some achievement hunting on Ishin before I make my way to the next game. Before I get back to Yakuza 0. Oh man. It was such a great experience. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed it. I will say, Sega did a really great job with it. It's kind of funny because earlier in this episode, I was complaining about how, how, some game companies are just poo-poo now, like Skydance just kind of crapped on everything that they ever did. I'm just like, wow, that sucks. But, yeah. Sega did a really good job with the Yakuza series. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, I didn't even realize how close I was to finishing this so fast. Jeez. I think I still have like 1 or 2 jobs left on this DLC before I'm done. Yeah, look at that. Clean the maze. Look at it go. See me running around like an idiot. I had a good look around the hedge maze and have to say it looks fantastic. Thank you. I'll no longer have to fret every time I see someone head across the courtyard. In fact, I actually encourage people to go and explore it. Now I'm wondering if there's one last job for you after all. Yep, the biggest one of the bunch. Anyways, that's going to be all for this job. So, thank you all for watching. Check out some of the stuff that I've played. If you want more Power Wash Simulator, check out my playlist. I'll see all of you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.